For this lesson, we're going to be looking at Venn diagram word problems. Well, you know, with word problems, it's going to be very important to mark the text. So we will read it and then we will reread it and mark the text. But I want you to notice down below, I have circles here that we're going to, and they do overlap, that we're going to put data in so that we can figure out what the missing information is. And Venn diagrams is just another way to represent data. All right, well, let's look at the first problem. We have 125 customers that bought pizza at a pizza place on their special price night. The special includes toppings of pepperoni and sausage. 85 customers had pepperoni and 40 had sausage. Of these customers, 32 had both. How many customers had only pepperoni? All right, well, let's mark the text because that is going to be really important. So it's important to know that there were 125 customers. They do have this special night going, so now we're going to talk about the toppings for the pizza. There were 85 customers that had pepperoni, 85 of them. There were 40 customers that had sausage. But of these customers listed above, there were 32 that had both. How many customers were looking for only pepperoni? All right, well, let's go ahead and let's mark our little circles. Notice this one represents our pepperoni and this represents our sausage. So when I am talking about pepperoni, they told me that 85 customers had pepperoni. So I'm just going to put an 85 up here next to my pepperoni so I know that there were 85 of them. For sausage, I am going to go ahead and write down, because it said 40 had sausage. We know that 40 had sausage. Well, if you look at that 85 plus 40, we do get our total of 125 customers. So these two numbers should total 125, and they do. All right, so now let's go ahead and we're going to put information into our Venn diagram. We know that 32 had both, and so that's where I'm going to start. This area, notice, it overlaps the pepperoni and it overlaps the sausage. So where the overlap is, that's where we put the number that had both pepperoni and sausage. Okay, so now looking at this, we know that there were 85 total pepperoni people that had pepperoni. So when we're looking, I'm going to just do a very simple subtraction problem, and I'm going to take my 85 and I'm going to subtract it from my 32 that's in the middle, that is the overlap. And notice, I do get 53 for my only pepperoni. Now, they didn't ask for the other one, it's with the sausage, but they did say sausage was 40. So I am going to put my I wanted to write it in brown. Because of sausage, I am going to put my 40 there. And notice, when we add up those three numbers, they must total 125 because that's how many customers there were, and it does. So the answer to our question, how many people had only pepperoni? That is this part of this circle that does not include the overlap. So here is our answer to our question, 53 people. All right, so let's look at the next problem that we have. It says 175 students attended summer school at a high school. 95 students were enrolled in English and 80 students were enrolled in math. Of these, 61 students were enrolled in both. How many students were enrolled only in English? So now again, let's go ahead and we're going to mark our text. We know that there were 175 students at the high school. 95 students were enrolled in English, while 80 students were enrolled in math. Now, this is important. Of these numbers up above, 61 students were enrolled in both. How many students were enrolled, we want to know, in English? All right. Well, I didn't mark my circles that I have there, so let's go ahead and let's mark them. The first one, I'm going to make English. So here is my English circle. And for the English, it says that there were 95 students. So I am putting that 95. I am now going to go ahead and I am going to mark my math, because now is math. And for math, it says there were 80 students. So I'm putting my 80. So now it's important to know that of these 61 students were enrolled in both. So that's where I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start out. Here is my 61. Okay, there's my overlapping for my both. So notice when I need, and I'm looking for how many were in English, I'm going to take my 95 minus my 61. And when I do that math, I do get 34. So if you wanted to be able to fill it all in, remember, all of these have to add up to the total of 175 students. And when you go ahead and you do that math, you add your 34, your 61, and notice we did say 80 students had math only. So this would be your numbers, and it does add up to 175. The question only asked for English, and there is your answer. Venn diagrams, just another way to display data. If this video was helpful to you today, please add a like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more Math with Marcia. See you again soon.